questions. I'm thinking since it's a new week, many people would want to get answers to actually know whether they are going or they are shooting for this particular visa. Because just like they say, delay is dangerous. Things changes, policies changes. The thing that changes most is migration policies and rules and procedures, processes, and so on. Hi, welcome. Welcome. So yesterday we talked about visitor visa. Yeah, so we talked about Australia visitor visa, and there have been so many questions and DMs. And I'm saying stop sending me long DMs as well. You can ask me question under the comment section. However, I see all these things and I want to address it today. On my Facebook too, a lot of people are still asking, what can you do with Australia visitor visas? Hello, welcome. What can you do with Australia visitor visa? I say a lot. A lot. Okay, so this is what we're going to dive in today. However, I want to tell you something. I want to tell you the procedure, things you need for Australia visitor visa. Okay. Remember, I said, and I made in my social media post, and I said, you do not need an invitation to secure a visitor visa for Australia. You go for tourist visa. And I said again, if you have a family member in Australia and you're hoping for them to give you invitation, you are killing your chances as long as you are still young. Hi, Sek. Hi, Aftab. How are you? Yeah. So I said you are killing your chances. And when I made that post, especially on my Facebook, a lot of people were commenting that their their family member have been applying for them since and they've been getting denial, which also is confirming what I'm telling you. Because once you have a family member here, the visa officer already assumed that you are planning to stay. Okay. As long as you're still young within the workforce age, there's a problem. Okay. Ooh, and today, is this him falling? Oh my gosh, I hope it doesn't fall. Okay. So, and today, I want to tell you what you need, the document you need for your visa application, your visitor visa applications. Okay. There is no medicals. People are asking me, is there medicals? What are you scared of? There is no medicals. There is no interviews. Okay. So remember I told you about the Nigerian lady that got her visitor visa. She did it herself with no invitation. She was granted on the 17th and she applied on the 4th of December. And because of, the holiday in December and New Year, it took like, okay, she got her own on, thank you, after. She got it on the 17th of December, okay, of January. So 4th of December, 17th of January, there's so many public holidays in between. Most people, it will take 1 to 2 weeks, and some people, it will take like 5 days, okay, depending. However, these are the things you need. There is no medical. No one is asking you to go for any medical. There is no interview. Sometimes they can make a phone call, for example, to ask wherever you put you are working or something. If they want to verify, they can call them. There is no interview. Okay. So the embassy, that if they ask you to click embassy, you can click the embassy in your region. For example, for Africa, it will be South Africa. For Asia, I think there will be somewhere in Asia. They don't want you to go there. It's just a generic question. There's someone from Oman on my Facebook that is telling me that he's having problem because he couldn't find embassy in Oman. I say, please choose any embassy that is closer to your region. It can be your continent anyway. They don't need you to come physically. They just want to make sure you attach to an embassy. The embassy probably that will do your process your visa. But they don't need you here. Another thing they don't need police clearance. For people that are saying police clearance, this is a visitor visa. This is something that you come in to stay for and go back. They don't need your police check or anything. They don't need it. Okay. Which other question do you want to ask me about that? The documents you need. I say itinerary. What are you coming here to do? You coming as a tourist. Where are you going? Make inquiry. Do reservation for hotels. Give them documents they need. Tell them what you're doing in your country of residence to make sure that it's authentic and they will know you are coming to stay. Okay. Let me tell you another one reason why you should not wait for invitation from a friend or family member in Australia to come, okay? Even if at all you are given a visitor visa from an invitation, there is a condition that is a must. You must have no stay condition. It is a must, okay? I can read it from here. Um, I can read it from here for you. So this is visitor visa, Australia visitor visa, the condition for Australia visitor visa. Okay, so let's go through the condition before I tell you why you should not, again, apart from them denying you that visa because of your connection in Australia. You know how you are connected. Again, someone asked me on Facebook and said, oh, like he said, when I said you do not need an invitation, the person said, oh, are you telling me that they will give you a visa while you don't have anybody in Australia? I say, bah, abator. They're giving you visa because you are coming to tour. You come to a place where you don't know anything. You want to know. You want to know. That's why you go for vacation, because you want to know things about this very place. Okay. So they are not giving you a visitor visa because you have a family member here or you have friends. No. No. Okay. You are an adult. You can go to any country you want. You don't need a chaperone unless you are underage. That's why they will say, okay, you don't have anybody coming with you or you don't have anybody in the country. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the work part. Okay. So most visitor visa in Australia, there is a condition. Okay, let's go through the conditions of visitor visa in Australia. The first condition is no work. Okay. I'm going to tell you more things about the no work thing, because some people, when you say no work, they were like, oh, it's useless. I'm like, like, you can. What the visitor visa can do for you? Okay. All right. So let's go. You say you do unpaid work. You say with our permission, okay? With our permission, they can allow you to, you're not supposed to work, but with their permission, they can allow you to do unpaid job. Okay. With our permission, you can only do unpaid work relating and credited to your study. So if you are studying, okay, you can do unpaid work, okay. You can study for 3 months without applying for any visa while you are on a tourist visa or a visitor visa. You can study for 3 months, okay. You can do all your certificates. You can even do anything. Once you're inside the country, you can check, okay, is there anything that quick I can do when I get it in Australia? Is an Australia certificate? Does it make sense? Okay. Even if okay, even if you can go back, you're already getting connected. If you finish it, you can look for employer. They cannot employ you while you are here, but if you do your networking very well codedly, you can go and return. That's why when I made a post on Facebook, I said you can clear the bush and come back to cultivate it. You just go to use this. Okay, so they said, again, I'm reading from my phone. It said, okay, so you can go and watch how people do their job in the industry as part of your studies or anything. Okay, so if you want to work, you have extreme condition, you can go and seek their permission. Okay, they will need to approve you for you to work. Okay, and you will need to, okay, a condition like financial hardship because of your new situation, you or your family members is likely to need the government help. You have compelling personal reasons to work in Australia, such as serious accident or illness, for reason that you cannot change. You or your immediate family cannot return home. These are the conditions that will make them not to allow you to work and get a work permit and stuff. You have no choice but to remain in Australia in a condition like that. Whatever, I don't know what that condition is left for you. However, I say decisions are made on case by case basis. Okay, then if you are not being paid, you can, without the immigration permission, without their information, you can do volunteer work. Do you know what is volunteer work? Volunteer work is where you find a work, they don't pay you, but you go to a work. Okay, now what do you do when you volunteer to work in an industry where there is a scarce scale? They see how good you can work, they are not paying you. Probably they'll be offering you maybe lunch or dinner, depending on the agreement you have with them. And they see how excellent you can work. Don't you think if you network very well, they will look for you? Don't you think you can make a plan with them if they see how awesome, how skillful you are, how all these personalities and qualities you possess, and is a scarce skill? Don't you think there is something you can make out of this? Okay. Then you say, do incidental work online, or you can work online if it's connection with your job at your home country or something. Now you can study for 3 months, maximum of 3 months. Okay. Then it says no further stay. Listen why again I said please stop looking for invitation. It says visitor visa subclass 600 sponsored family stream. It is a mandatory that they will put that condition 8503. So once a family member giving you invitation or a friend to come to Australia and they grant you visa, visitor visa, they must put a condition no further stay. You can't run away from it. So that's one good reason you should run away from that invitation, okay? Okay, all right. Now, let's talk about those documents you need. It's easier. It just needs for you to go and make plan, okay? You people are asking me questions. Someone said the other time that I'm repeating something, but it's because I'm answering questions. So I said, yes, sir. Okay. All right. So you say, hi, Jane, would you please tell me, are the Graffiti University easily accepted? A lot of people have gotten admission. People from Nigeria has gotten admission. People from Africa, a lot of them are in Graffiti. Okay. Graffiti is a good university and people have been getting admission there. Okay. So yes, but there is also element of luck in all these things we are talking about. There's always element of luck there. Okay. So I'm repeating again. You don't need interview. You don't need police certificate. You don't need a medical examination. These are the things you do for normal visa. This visitor visa is not a normal visa. And yes, if you do your job very well. Another thing is that most people that have succeeded, there have been a lot of people that have succeeded in using their visitor visa to get a admission. Okay, they get admission to study, but not for work. Okay, all right. Yeah. So, thank you. You're welcome. All right, bring your question up so we can do these questions and round them up. Okay, there'll be so many questions online. I think I've covered some of them from everything I've said so far. And some people are still asking me, oh, I'm going to add the age care. That's another question people ask me. Okay, I'm going to add it to the topic here as well. Caregiver visa. Okay, let's talk about that caregiver visa. A lot of people keep asking the question. Someone said to me, is the caregiver visa still in process? I said yes. No one has closed that visa. Okay, so if you're one of those that are still looking for the job as a caregiver, please continue looking, especially now that it's January. Okay, beginning of the year, a lot of people will be looking for employees. Okay, they'll be looking for workers. So please be pushing. That visa, caregiver visa, is visa 482. It's still in existence. Government has not closed it. Okay, so if you have done your skill assessment, please continue looking for job. Don't give up. Okay, it say, do you think 6 months graduate certificate in teaching English as a second whatever language is a good course to apply if my IELTS score are really good? Um, 6 months, you will not get visa. Which country are you coming from? Kemi. Kemi Samza. Is it Kemi? Yeah. Tell me which country you are coming from. You will hardly get a visa with 6 months. 6 months certificate. No. It doesn't happen anymore. That is the problem I'm going to have with that. Okay. Mercy Daka, I have visited Australia twice and come back before the date. Can I be lucky and find potential? Hey! Mercy Daka, Mercy, you've come to Australia 2 good times visited. What were you doing when you come? How long did you stay? And I applaud you. What you did is good. What most people do when they have visitor visa, they go and default. Once you default, please don't default when you're on visitor visa. Mercy, I applaud you for not defaulting. 2 times you visited Australia, not defaulting. You have a clean record. If you're on a visitor visa in any country, please don't default. Don't allow it to expire, okay? Unless you have a plan to go for asylum, for country that easily gives asylum, not Australia. Don't try it in Australia. Okay, Mercy, yes. Mercy, but I would have loved to know when you were in Australia, how did you network? What were you doing? Were you visiting family? How did you go around looking for job? even though you're not supposed to work, like networking. Let's just say not looking for job, networking. Yes, if you have come here 2 times and they will be able to, yeah, you'll be able to find employer. But the question is, what are you doing when you are here? What connection have you made? Okay. Yes, your visa is clean. Okay. Will not be accepted for 6 months. It will not be accepted. Kemi, I'm asking you, which country are you coming from? It's simple. Tell me. Working in the same field for 3 years. Tell me which country you are coming from for you to do 6 months. Yeah, Messi, you were visiting family, but you didn't have any plan for future to, how you go and look for things that are not looking for you because you have a future plan. Messi, 2 times you visited. These are something you were not supposed to be doing. Even by now, you're supposed to have secured an employer. Okay? This thing, you have to be intentional when you are using a visitor visa. But it's not late now. Okay? From country, Georgia. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm. Okay. Let's see. All I know is that most countries won't give, most, for Australia will hardly give you 6 months visa to come and do, unless, Kemi, another thing they do is that if you have that certificate, you will have another qualification that will make it 2 years. Maybe they will add masters to it to get you to 2 years study before you can get a visa. Okay? Georgia country in Europe, Asia, and Asia is a former Soviet republic. Okay. I don't know, Kemi. Can you check if your country is allowed to come as a backpacker, working holiday visa? I have made a video on that before. Check if Georgia country is allowed to come as backpackers as well. That could be something. A lot of people come as backpackers, and once they arrive, like a working holiday visa, and yeah, they figure themselves out. Okay, check that. Okay. Um, yeah. Okay, so Messi and you, good luck. You've been a good girl, keeping your record clean. Australia like that. So once you ask them for something, they'll be able to give it to you. I did, because when I come, I studied nursing and completed. I have since worked for 4 years and would now want to come as a carer and transition to register. Yeah. Messi, which country are you from? You said you want to come as a carer. Yes, caregiver visa is still going, but I just want to say, which country are you coming from? Why not process your nursing stuff? Or, yeah, caregiver, you need to find an employer. That is one condition for that visa. Visa 482 caregiver visa. You, Zambia. Mm, Zambia. I know that it's tricky with the nursing because of the registration process. Since you have a family here, you can arrange with your family and see how it goes. If But one condition for caregiver visa is that you must grab yourself a job. You can't get away with that. There must be a job involved. Okay. Yeah. Maybe, probably, you might want to do a conversion course, you know come and do some course that will help you with your registration. How much fund do I need to show if my course is only for 6 months? I'm not going to answer that, Kemi, please. It has to be. I'm telling you that I don't think you will get a visa with 6 months. I don't know how much for 6 months. Most of the visas they give people are for 2 years studies. They don't even give for 1 year. It's for 2 years studies. So I don't know what 6 months would do for you. Okay. All right. So the caregiver people, the caregiver visa, the caregiver job seeking is still ongoing. It's still ongoing. Or check your CV and tell her your CV. Okay. All right. So once this thing clocks 20 minutes, you work for 4 years, Messi. Oh, you have experience in as a registered nurse. Well done. Okay. So just a recap. Okay. Yes, please stop looking for invitation for a visitor visa. You can get a visitor visa without an invitation. And if you're getting a visitor visa with invitation, you are limiting yourself, because the condition of no further stay is applicable, is a must for a family sponsored visitor visa. It is a must. You cannot get away with it. Okay, so that's why it's good for you to make your private arrangement and grab yourself a tourist visa. Okay, yes, you cannot work with tourist visa, but there is a lot you can achieve. You can come and network, clear the bush, and come back and cultivate it. You can study for 3 months. Under that 3 months, you can grab yourself Australia qualification. You can do a volunteer job, getting acquainted with employers and so on. Okay, as long as it's in a scarce skill. Okay, now for documents for you to use for application, there is no study, there is no medicals, there is no police clearance, there is no interview. Okay, all right. Okay, someone sent a message that is held for review. He said, can you give me your personal? No, I cannot give you my personal number. You can come for consultation. Okay, can come for consultation. Abdus, I'm going to drop a link when we close this live. I do not do anything. It's not covered by my company. Okay, insurance doesn't cover me to do anything on WhatsApp or my personal number and stuff. It doesn't happen. Sorry for that. You can reach me. You can drop a comment here. You can come for consultation. All right. So recap. We've done that. Age care. Continue shooting. Okay. All right. So I don't want this to be too long, and we'll come back again. Drop your question under this video that we can treat next time. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Take care. Take care. Bye. Thank you, Messi. Bye.